Glad to be here. I met Mark McGleston. The pre-interviews beforehand, we immediately hit it off. I ended up being the mentor for Mashworks. If you guys are logging on the screen today, you see the Google homepage. You'll see Mashworks logo down at the bottom. You click on that. Or if you happen to check out Facebook, you'll see Mashworks on the upper right-hand corner. Mark has evolved from being able to manipulate the Google home screen to being able to provide a tag that comes into your screen for hotel and restaurant conventions, and is focused on that market because we've been trying to focus the guy down. He's very talented, and here he is, Mark McGleston.
Well, hello. My name is Mark McGleston. I'm the CEO of Mashworks. Thank you very much, Martin, for that great introduction. I'm very excited to present Mashworks to you. This is something that has been on my mind on every single week, sleepless nights. I absolutely love it. I'm excited to show what we have for you. First of all, I'd like to just express my gratitude to the Boomstartup team and as well as my mentor team. It's been a great experience to be with Boomstartup, and I just want to express our appreciation. So why Mashworks? Companies typically they're constantly trying to engage their communities. They're trying to know them, and they're trying to communicate with them constantly. But none of them has thought about using their network as a means to be able to communicate or engage that community. So what is Mashworks? Mashworks is a network deployed platform that allows companies to better engage their communities. We install some code on the network. This network is currently Mashworks enabled. And then what happens is we have code that changes and augments different websites. For example, as you just saw on the iPad that Martin had, we have an advertisement on the Google homepage. It says, "Invest in Mashworks." We want you to click on that and use the contact information to contact me so that we can get a due diligence interview going and get this ball rolling. What happens in this particular case is our primary focus, as Martin has been talking about, is in the convention space. So once you install our code, you see this tab in the bottom of your smartphone and as well on the right-hand side of your notebook. You click on it, it expands, and it gives you information pertinent to that convention. So that could be the agenda information, this is the exhibitor information, sponsor links, and so forth. We're going to go ahead and see a demo of that right now. So here's the tab, you click on it, you click the agenda. Here's the agenda items that we have for the event today. Series of collapsible panels, ways you can interact with them. If you click on exhibitors, you can see the exhibitors. This is data that comes from the San Diego Convention Center. We have a partner that we have that's an event coordinator that has data for one of her technology conferences. You could click on one of them, learn about them, connect. We have the latest tweets for Boomstartup happening right now. So if you click on tweets, you can see here's the latest and greatest tweets. We also have the sponsor listings that are currently sponsoring Boomstartup, Pelion, BTGD, and so forth. And it's very exciting. So let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit more. Let's go into this. Who needs Mashworks? Everyone that has a network essentially needs this tool. Convention centers, theme parks, public parks. I mean, I just read an article a month ago about the New York Times putting in free Wi-Fi for everyone in there. We want to have a quick reference tool there that they can click on and buy discounted Broadway shows and so forth. There's all kinds of applications for this. Our primary target is conventions. Let's talk about that. I'd like you to meet Linda Hachero. Linda Hachero is one of our partners. She's one of our clients. Linda does 90 conventions every single year. She travels half the time of every single year, 2 weeks out of every month. It's a very difficult process for her to be able to engage her community, to be able to communicate with them, to be able to make sure that attendees for conventions such as Google and Adobe and so forth, that those people are engaged and that they're taken care of and that they have all of the T's crossed and the I's dotted for them. The Mashworks solution, this quick reference tool for her, allows her to directly communicate with that community. Gives them the agenda, gives them the latest tweets, gives them information for them to be able to have feedback, to be able to communicate that back. It's her one-stop virtual hospitality desk, and it's truthfully revolutionary. So how does Mashworks make money? There's a setup fee of $10,000 and as well as an event fee of $40,000. We actually think that this number is a little bit shy. It may need to go up a little bit based upon our analysis. There's also other panels that they can purchase, different social media panels that we've been working on and so forth. Furthermore, there's also advertisement revenue and as well as other partnership revenue models that we'll show and I'll talk about in just a bit. Now, how does Linda make money? This, in my opinion, is revolutionary for her. There are some associated costs, for example, printing costs. Printing costs for printing out the big books at a typical convention come to about $10 per person. A typical convention has 3,500 people. That comes out to $35,000 of printing costs that they usually are spending. We essentially replace, from our estimates, about 90% of that cost. We don't replace all printing costs, but we replace a significant amount of that. Our real estate can be sold for further sponsorship. She can also increase her sales by that sponsorships and as well as a notification. If you've been on Mashworks.com, you've seen this example notification for a free gift card giveaway that we're doing at this time. In fact, if you get there, you may be one of the people who wins it. The overall net value to her is around $100,000 per event. For her, for doing around 100 conventions a year, that's $10 million. $10 million of savings net value for her. It's the reason why she and every other event coordinator who's seen our deployment has just been chomping at the bit for it. Now this slide encompasses a lot more and a lot of the vision of what we're doing. We've talked about the application. But just like Ray Kroc from McDonald's said, the McDonald's is not really in food industry, they're actually in real estate. Mashworks is actually in data. And this is our AAA pronged approach for our model. We've talked the application. The next part is the advertisements. And you've seen that on the Google homepage. You've seen that we have an advertisement up there that you can click on and invest in Mashworks. We can give that same real estate away at a convention to a sponsor, someone who wants to have that real estate, which is tremendously valuable real estate. Furthermore, we have analytics. And this is something, in my opinion, that changes everything about network deployed applications of what we're doing here. In fact, it may become more of our focus in the future. Information that John Pastana or Spencer Graham from Silicon Valley would be very interested in. What we do is we have network deployed analytics. As compared to Google Analytics or Omniture Analytics, which tracks what people do on a website, this is community targeted. Right now, every website that you are going to, I'm tracking. When you click on my links and so forth, I'm tracking that as well. And at the end of this convention, I could turn around to Rob Kuntz or John Richards and I could say, look, these are the top 10 websites your community is hanging out on. You had this advertisement campaign over here on the New York Times. Don't do that. That's not your targeted audience. Focus on number 1, Google. Number 2, Mashable.com. Focus on number 3, Slashdot, and so forth. It's tremendously valuable. This information allows an event coordinator to know their consumer in ways that are unheard of before. So what's the market? This is a $103 billion industry. There are some major players in this space. There's roughly 1 million conventions among meetings and as well as trade shows and other conventions in this space. Our penetration for that, we're looking at about 1,000 convention deployments of 50,000 apiece, which comes to 50 million by the end of 5 years in 2014. Based upon this, it's about 0.6 penetration of that market. Our financial projections portray this number. If you look up here, there's also information that portrays our financials for hotels. We actually have we're moving into the hotels. It's our second vertical that we're focused on as well, that we're moving into right now. We have one deployment, a Comfort Inn up in Layton right now. We're rolling out 7 other hotels over this next month and a half, which is really exciting. And that's going to be a formidable space for us. This graph and this representation portrays those 2 verticals. Among these next few years, we are planning to go into a Starbucks or a public park or so forth. So this will change, but we will stay on target. So the Mashworks team, I'm Mark McGleston. I'm a converted pre-dental student and organic chemistry nerd. I wanted to be a dentist all my life when I was a kid, and I came up and went to school and started taking some business classes and reading some Kiyosaki and Guy Kawasaki books, and and knew inside of me that it was me. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew that scale and transaction-based companies were the way to go, and I just have loved it. This is my third company. My last company was Snow Web Solutions. We did creative web design and development. We did hundreds of thousands of sales. We did about 60 websites. The projects were anywhere from about $3,000 to $7,500 per website. Our biggest client was $42,000. I love sales and delighting those customers. Our team is rock solid. We have JB as our financial guy. We have Ashley Ram, who has quite a few years of experience in doing marketing and so forth. And Ed Orcutt, who is privy to our technology and is as Matt Bills would say, a tech juggernaut. So what's the point? What are we getting to? We're seeking $250,000. This is going to be used for marketing and as well as for development. Our current burn rate is $2,500. By the end of this year, it's going to look to about $25,000. Our pre-market valuation is $1.2 million. Our market strategy. We have 2 convention deployments coming up in the next 3 months. One of them is with Security Metrics, the other one is with Utah 100. Those, and including this experience right here, we're taking data, we're analyzing it, so forth, taking testimonials. We're going to put that data into YouTube videos and use that to be able to communicate to the world what we do. We have a strong internal sales team. We currently have 10 relationships with partners who are in this space, who are familiar with it. We have 8 customers. 3 of them were from those partners. It's very exciting to be with them. Part of this model as well is there's 4 event conferences coming up this year that are targeted to event coordinators. We want to go there. We want to give away the application for free so the event coordinators see it and that they give us a call. So in summary, we have 8 delighted clients. We have 8 partners. One thing that I think is of particular note is we've, as of yesterday, did over 110,000 analytic transactions. So this is every time an image has been placed on your home page or someone has clicked